getting started at 1:12 p.m. This meeting today will serve as our December meeting. We are just doing it a bit early with just all the scheduling and such. So moving forward, Metro Arts mission, to drive an equitable and vibrant community through the arts pursuant to the provisions of 2.68.030 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws. Please take notice that decisions of the Arts Commission may be appealed to the Chancery Court of Davidson County for review under a common law writ of certiorari. Any appeal must be filed within 60 days after entry of a final decision by the Commission. Any person or other entity considering an appeal should consult with an attorney to ensure that time and procedural requirements are met. Again, we do have a quorum today. Vivian, do you want to go ahead and take roll call, please?
I sure can. Commissioner West.
Present.
Commissioner Harden.
Present.
Commissioner Lefkowitz.
Present.
Commissioner Brown. Commissioner Cole. Commissioner Greer. Present. Commissioner Jester. Commissioner Khalil.
Present.
Commissioner Knight.
Present.
Commissioner Wade.
Here.
Commissioner Yu.
Present.
And Director Batchelder.
Present.
And Metro Legal, Macy Amos. And myself, Vivian Fox. And I also have up here with me Darius Barati assisting us. And we're all here.
Thank you, Vivian, and thank you to all of you for making this meeting work today. I know that it is off our normal schedule, so thank you all. Moving forward with the land acknowledgement. Metro Arts stands and holds space on the unceded and sovereign lands of the Cherokee, East, Yuchi, and Shawnee peoples who have stewarded it for generations. Every community owes its existence and vitality to generations from around the world who contributed their energy to making the history that led to this moment. Some were brought here against their will, some were drawn to leave their distant homes in the hope of a better life, and some have lived on this land for more generations than can be counted. We acknowledge that we are all standing on ancestral lands, and we honor the thousands of enslaved peoples whose lives were physically and spiritually stolen. We pay respects to elders past and present. Metro Arts invites you to join in our commitment to know our Native communities in more meaningful ways in alignment with our restorative arts practice. Okay, do we have anyone here for public comment today, or was there anything submitted?
There are no in-person public comments, and there were no public comments submitted online.
Fantastic, thank you. Moving into approval of the minutes.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes.
Thank you, Commissioner Knight.
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Wade. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes were passed. Thank you. Okay, sorry. Can we go back to the welcome slide? Welcome new staff member, Kelly Hamilton. Kelly, are you here? Yes. Yes. We haven't met yet. Hey, I'm Campbell. Glad that you're here with us. Thank you. Excellent. Thanks a lot. Kelly's our new finance officer that will be working hand in hand with Capri and with the team, and we welcome you. Thank you so much. Okay. We have one action item today, and that is what is on our agenda. So we should be working through this, and then we'll get into the last pieces and enjoy our holiday. So our first and our only is Arts Commission bylaw updates. Just a note about these, the executive committee has been working on the bylaws for, gosh. Starting May. Yeah, exactly, like 6-8 months. So these have been working, we've been working through these with the executive committee and with Metro Legal. And with that, you all have the updates with you, and we can talk through the changes. And Ashley, you want to lead us through that? Thank you.
Yeah, so the handout that you have is a cleaner version of what you had last month. Last month, we made sure all the red lines were shown so you could see exactly what was changed, which includes just sort of clarity in language, grammar, typos where there might have been copy edit type things, non-substantive type things. We've taken those out so that this is a cleaner version for you to read here, but what is shown in the highlighted sections throughout the document are the more substantive changes or the new information that's been added to the bylaws. And so I ran through them at our last meeting, but I'll just run through them again, just naming what those new changes are. And then if there are questions, you can either stop me as I'm going through it, or we can have a discussion after I run through the document. Does that sound good? Okay, so I'm just gonna go through the document, naming them page by page. And again, I'm just gonna focus on the highlights in your document. On page 1, at the bottom of the page, we just add information, add language about our donated art policy as part of the public art section. On page 2, we add clarifying language that the commission employs the executive director, and then there's additional text that follows that more clearly states that other staff and personnel of the commission are civil service employees and not employees of the commission. We also include that the executive director serves as an ex officio member of the Nashville Music, Film, and Entertainment Commission as stated in that commission's code. The third highlight on page 2 is that we are adding 2 additional consecutive terms to the terms of office that are allowable for commissioners. On page 3, we add language about the excessive absences that comes from the code that is standardized across boards and commissions in Metro. You can read what that is right there. Down the page on page 3, we state that the chair shall serve as an ex officio member of all committees and task forces. We state that the secretary shall certify the minutes of commission meetings after approval by way of signature. On page 4, there is nothing highlighted here, although one of the things that I just want to note, in the standing committees, we have removed the care committee as a standing committee, and we have renamed the advocacy committee as the advocacy and engagement committee. On page 5, there is nothing highlighted there for special review. On page 6, we update that our quorum is 6 members. It was previously 8 members, so that's just a correction to that. On page 7, we insert language that it is the duty of every commission member to vote on motions unless there is a conflict of interest. And we therefore add a section that defines a conflict of interest with reference to the chapter of the code that comes from. And on page 8, the last page, what you have highlighted is just what I would replace as the date of last revision for these updates if approved today. So those are what we have identified, like I said, as new information or substantive changes, and welcome any questions or discussion, or if executive committee members want to add anything based on the discussions that we have had in committee.
So this is, commissioners, this discussion, do we need to make a motion first for discussion, Macy?
No.
Okay.
I would prefer that if you all sort of have an understanding of what you're gonna do, that you make a motion, but if you just wanna have a broad discussion about this generally, I don't know if you're voting on them one by one or as a package.
As a package.
Then,
I think.
why don't we just have a motion and then some discussion?
Can you go to the next slide that shows the recommendation from the executive committee in the form of a motion?
Thank you, Macy.
I move we approve the recommended changes to the Arts Commission bylaws as detailed and set forth in the attached revised copy.
Thank you, Commissioner Knight. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Khalil. We can now move into, move into discussion.
I have one question. Quorum is 2/3, right?
Quorum is a simple majority,
Okay.
so 6 of the 11.
All right, and so on page 7 for voting, we still need 8 members to ratify whatever the vote is.
Yeah, so the bylaws require a 2/3, and we that's our own rule that we set, and we don't have any other rules that require a supermajority other than the bylaws, but the bylaws do.
Okay, just wanted to double check. I was hopeful because we have such challenges.
The only requirement we have is for bylaws, and that is our own requirement. But outside of that, no. Majority, thank you.
I think we also, I guess this is part of that, but to abolish a standing committee is the same. Is that 2/3?
Yes, so in the standing, where is that? That you are correct. That is not the only, yeah. Thank you for getting my inaccurate thing that I just said. Dissolving a standing committee also requires the 2/3 approval. So that is the same as the bylaws approval. Now I'm trying to think if there's anything else I
There's one
forgot.
more.
There is, okay.
Any rule stated in Article 8, Section 2 may be temporarily suspended by the affirmative vote of 2/3 of the commission.
What page is that?
Page 7, number 3. Thank you. Yeah, page 7, item 3, it looks like any rule stated in Article 8, Section 2 may be temporarily suspended by the affirmative vote of 2/3 of the commission members. But that's the other one that I see. Outside of that, Commissioner Wade, it would be just a simple majority. Thank you. Commissioner Harden, were you saying something? Any other discussions or questions around these changes? I want to thank Ashley for all the work you put into this too, and all the revisions and all the things, and the executive committee for taking the time on it. And I think we'll take these up as one vote, not each change.
I just, regarding the abolishing of the CARE Standing Committee, we've thought about that for a while, and it isn't indicative of our wish to abandon equity practices. So I just want to let you all know that we still very much value equity and want to lead with equity. But we found that committee was not very productive, and there was no direct actions that really could be taken on the committee level. So we're not necessarily, abolishing CARE because we don't want to have a commitment to equity. And I think we've discussed how we can move forward with that. But I know we've talked about this a few times, but I did want to say that as we're going into this vote.
And I'll just add to that, as a practitioner in the space, there's a plethora of data on the inefficiencies around DEI committees that aren't productive because of the structure, but also clarity around power, rule, duties, responsibilities, and what the actual changes need to be. And so remind me again how long the committee has been inactive?
I would say I guess now probably about a year, a little over that. Active meaning we haven't met. It's been about a year since we've met.
Thank you, Commissioner Harden, and thank you for chairing the committee. And just to restate that this does not abandon our commitment to equity. It's more finding a way to incorporate it more into our work in in a realistic way. Anybody else have any questions, discussion about the bylaws? Okay, whenever anybody's ready, I can take. Oh, there's a motion. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any not vote? Yeah, we probably should do roll call. Thank you. It's not, okay. No, we're not, it's not necessary. Right. So, with that, the minutes, the bylaws have been approved. Thank you. Fantastic. Thanks for all the hard work on this. I know it's been many, many months coming.
And just sort of procedure, I always like to sort of narrate what happens afterward. We'll get these stamped and on file with the clerk's office, and then we'll update them both on the website that we manage. I always, is Nashville Art, you know our website. Darius is like, how do you not know the website? Metro Nashville Arts, our website, and then the .gov website as well. So those will be the places that they are available.
Yeah, metroartsnashville.gov, sorry.
That one, as well as the official commission website also.
Thank you, Ashley. Okay, moving into chair's report. I just have a couple of things on, so for committees, you all will start meeting in January. If you're a chair of a committee, then I would think working with Vivian and Ashley to get your schedule down and get your committees meeting. That's one thing. And then I want to thank Commissioner Harden. He has agreed to join the Advocacy and Engagement Committee. So thank you, Commissioner Harden. And then outside of that, I know that we've all received some emails from Ashley just regarding some logistics things here at the office with space and other things. So that's all rolling. And this will be, thinking out loud, our last meeting for the year. So yeah, I just want to wish everyone a blessed holiday and thank you all for what you do with us and for the city and for the community, and thanks to our staff. And I hope that you all get a much deserved break over the holidays. So with that, Ashley.
My report is really essentially the same as what it was 2 weeks ago. So our priorities around the open recruitments that we have, the grants manager and the public art manager, moving forward with both of those, more updates in January, search for the new office location, the work that we're doing with the facilitator group that we're working with on some organizational planning, and meeting schedules. I'll also just say, since we're not doing standard committee reports, we did have a December grants meeting on Monday of this week, full, robust 2-hour meeting with lots of discussion, and then we will be canceling the rest of committee meetings. Again, everyone can kind of slow down for the rest of the month through the rest of the year with no time-sensitive action items that we have in any other committees. So we'll send those cancellations so that the website reflects that, and you should get the Outlook cancellations as well. And then just about meeting schedule, I had mentioned at our last meeting about us looking at a new standing commission date for the new year. We currently meet on the 4th Thursday, but there's 2 big drawbacks to having that as our meeting date. One of them being it conflicts with the department head meeting, and so arts will never be able to be represented at a department head meeting, and that's not ideal. And also, it means that we always miss the filing deadline with Metro Council if we have action items that we approve at commission that need to be brought to council afterward because of what those submission deadlines are. So we want to explore looking at moving our meeting to the 3rd week of the month. We have communicated with the ITS team, and the 3rd Thursday is just not really feasible for them. There's other boards and commissions that have standing meetings that day. And so it looks like 3rd Wednesday could be a possibility, but it needs to work for all of all of you before we further explore that opportunity. And so I can, if you have feedback about potential third Wednesday, we can hear that right now. And Vivian will follow up with everybody, and we know everyone's not here right now, but we can also look at the whole day as well. It doesn't have to be at the time that we currently meet since we're changing it. And so if you know that, morning could be better, or at this kind of lunchtime that we have, or if, maybe late afternoon is better, based on your schedule, we want to try to find something that works for everyone, especially something that somebody's not going to have a recurring conflict with. We want to avoid picking something that is not good. So third Wednesday, anybody have a standing conflict with third Wednesday?
I teach on Wednesdays at 3. It's either 2:30 or 3. I can't remember what it will be in the spring for the rest of the afternoon. So I could do that, but then would need to leave at 2, I guess, or 2:30. Yeah.
So maybe, 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 p.m. as options for start times.
And I'm the opposite. I teach in the mornings till noon.
Okay. I don't want to pick a date that is going to fully exclude anybody.
But it sounds like that could work if it were 12:30 to 2:30 or something in there.
Hold on one second.
And if we do choose that third Wednesday, the first meeting of the year will be the 21st, as the commission meeting would be the 21st. So if you want to look at your calendar now, just to see if something might be conflicting.
I'm just.
I don't teach till 3:30, so that means I wouldn't need to leave until 3 on Wednesdays. So if we wanted to, that's good.
I'm just curious about if there's I know we've had trouble booking rooms on the Thursday. Is there more availability in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In other locations?
Yeah. And I'm looking to find a central location. Unfortunately, for me in particular, or Ashley, it wouldn't be here. So I'm trying to find a more central location for the commission as a whole, because I have heard it's not as easy to get here. It's a little bit easier if we're somewhere else, Howard or the Lentz building. So I'm gonna look into those, and but I've listened and I've heard and I've been searching. So
Thank you.
Commissioner Knight, what was your availability again?
I teach until noon, so after that.
So would 1 p.m.
12:30
possible?
12:30 to 2, or 12:30 to 2:30.
Wait, what time do you
3.
have to leave?
She teaches at 3.
You
One
leave at
on
3.
Wednesdays would be better for me, even 1:30, but I can make one work.
What about legal? You can tell me afterward.
Most of our board meetings are on Thursday.
Third Wednesday, 1 to 3 p.m.
Can everybody raise their hand if it's good for them? Okay. Awesome.
And so we'll check with the two
Two.
commissioners who are not here. And then when we think about committee schedules, if you meet the third Wednesday, typically, my suggestion is probably going to be to move your committee to the second week or the first week based on preferences and availability as well. That was easier than I thought it would be. That's really all I have prepared for my report, but as always, happy to answer any questions or speak to anything else. Yeah, so Vivian can reach out to Commissioner Brown and Jester this week before people get too into the holidays.
Fantastic. So third Wednesday, 1 to 3, new proposed time for our meetings going forward. Great. Does anyone have any new business that we need to add to our agenda for next month?
Not new business, but I did want to thank the commission, since this is primarily, other than Campbell, everyone is pretty new. I just want to thank you all for the communication. It's really, really appreciated. The text messages, the emails, just getting back to the team and letting me know if I ask you a question. Sorry if I text you too much. Sorry if I email you too much. So I just want to say that I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Vivian.
Thank you for keeping us on it.
Yeah, thank you for wrangling all the cats. And yes, we appreciate you so much too. So thank you for putting up with us.
I have one new business. I guess I'm curious if there are any updates on what I guess the consultants have been working on. I mean, I'm not asking right now, but maybe if we could hear about that next month.
Yes. Yes, we will add an update to our agenda next month because we're meeting the 21st. So yeah, we'll have an update and be able to get that forward. Thank you. Anybody else have anything for next month, next year? Okay.
I guess I'm curious about the timing of the retreat.
So that would probably be mid-spring, late spring. Is that what we're talking about? Or are we talking about something else?
We had talked about trying to do some conversation before the hiring gets underway based on what the consultant says. So maybe that is something we could talk about in January. To your point, Camille, like thinking about a full retreat, but we had talked about having a strategic discussion, right? That could, before we move into the hiring based on what the consultant has said.
Yeah, and I'll be able to have an update at the next meeting. I'm checking in with the consultant, the team that we're working with tomorrow, and it's part of what we've discussed in the first day-long session that just staff did with them a few weeks ago, and so we're sort of working through what we did together that day and thinking about the number of things to kind of layer in for how we talk about things and sort of the actions there. So, yeah, we anticipate finding ways for the commission to be engaged in that process. And I think that the retreat could end up, we could call something a retreat. We could call something also like a time with the team that we're working with as well. And so I can prepare to have something that's including a written summary of where we are for our next meeting as well.
Yeah, Ashley, I can help with that too. And yeah, bringing that to everyone in January, because I also want to have a follow-up retreat kind of from the one that we had in the summer on grant questions and parking lots and stuff. And I know some of that's being incorporated into the grants meeting. So perfect. Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. And with that, I will make a motion to adjourn this meeting until 2026. Motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you all. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Happy holidays, everybody. Thank you.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information on this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.